Capturing market share today requires a dual engine. You need a highly secure, data-heavy back-end infrastructure to handle the traffic, and a constant stream of fresh front-end creative assets to actually bring people in. Building both of those engines from scratch usually forces founders into a corner. Option 1 is hiring a full-time in-house team. This gives you control and reliability, but it rapidly drains your operating capital with salaries, benefits, and management overhead. This quadrant chart maps the standard paths available to a scaling business. The horizontal axis tracks your cost and overhead, while the vertical axis tracks agility and output. If you try piecing together scattered freelancers, you risk fragmented brand identities. On the chart, in-house teams land in high-cost, high-reliability. Freelancers drop to low-cost, low-reliability, leaving the optimal zone completely empty. As long as you are choosing between those two standard paths, you have to sacrifice either your financial runway to pay for stability or your brand's cohesion to save a buck. Recently, a third option has emerged to fill that gap. It's the centralized, managed infrastructure model, pioneered by companies like iShareHow Labs. Instead of hiring individual employees, you subscribe to a flat-rate pipeline. You get access to fractional technical and creative leadership without the bloated overhead of a traditional agency. This managed service provider, or MSP model, makes some bold claims. An MSP is a third-party company that remotely manages a client's technology infrastructure and end-user systems. Providers like iShareHow report average efficiency gains of 30% compared to traditional hiring and agency timelines. But those gains come with a specific trade-off. To get that speed, you have to completely relinquish the day-to-day micromanagement of your back-end operations. So, is trading your bespoke internal control for a flat-rate outsourced infrastructure a scalable solution for growth, or does it trap you in a restrictive, rigid system? Adopting a managed model moves the founder's focus from staff supervision toward the direction of final output. Let's evaluate the first major pillar of the managed model, the technical and infrastructure backbone. This chart shows the operational inputs of a traditional tech stack versus a fractional setup. With a managed service, you hand over server provisioning, database administration, and API management to an outsourced 24/7 fractional chief technology officer. An API, or application programming interface, is a set of protocols that allows different software applications to securely communicate with one another. The right column expands to include a SOC, or Security Operations Center. A SOC is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organizational and technical level. The managed model integrates this continuous monitoring alongside predictive AI systems designed to automatically harvest leads, giving you enterprise-grade tools without paying a C-suite salary. There is a direct trade-off here. You are surrendering foundational tech stack decisions. You have to trust the provider's architecture and their cloud service integrations over your own custom builds. For time-poor founders who are hitting a growth ceiling because they spend their days troubleshooting server issues and administrative busywork, letting go of that control is often a relief. Renting your technical baseline buys you immediate operational security and scalability, but it costs you absolute technical sovereignty over every line of code. Now let's look at the front end, the second pillar of this ecosystem, Creative as a Service, or CaaS. The financial mechanics are straightforward. You pay a flat monthly subscription fee, and in return, you get comprehensive brand experience design, continuous UX and UI audits, and SEO-optimized front-end coding. UX and UI refer to user experience and user interface, which dictate how customers navigate and visually interact with your product. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, the practice of formatting your site so it appears higher in web search results. The major selling point here is the promise of unlimited requests and revisions. For digital campaigns that need to pivot rapidly based on market feedback, knowing you won't get hit with hourly overages is highly appealing. But we need to look at this production queue to understand the physical reality of that promise. Unlimited does not mean simultaneous. Your requests, whether they are design, code, or SEO, enter the funnel and are worked on sequentially, one by one, within the boundaries of your specific plan's scope. A CaaS subscription doesn't mean you suddenly have 10 designers working on your assets concurrently. It means you have a steady, uninterrupted flow of work that yields a high, predictable output volume over the course of a month. This structure provides serious operational flexibility. You can scale your plan up or down month to month based on your immediate needs, entirely avoiding the financial and legal overhead of hiring or firing staff. Ultimately, Creative as a Service operates as a highly tuned engine for predictable velocity. It delivers clean, deliberate assets over time, rather than acting as a magic wand for instantaneous mass production. The third pillar of the iShareHow ecosystem is designed for isolated needs, fractional freelance solutions. This tier operates differently from the monthly COS model. It offers flexible pricing and quick turnaround specifically for singular, project-based assets, like designing a single landing page or a new logo. However, choosing this route means sacrificing the larger engine. You do not get continuous business intelligence, or BI. BI refers to the custom dashboards and predictive analytics used to track a project's long-term health. You also miss out on ongoing data-driven UX and UI optimization. Compared to the fully managed model, piecemeal project work lacks an experience strategy. There is no long-term planning to ensure your digital touchpoints actually align with your broader business objectives over time. Project-based work solves isolated visual problems, but it fails to build the compounding, scalable digital infrastructure required for serious growth. This decision tree shows how iShareHow's efficiency depends entirely on matching your growth bottleneck to the correct tier. First, the budget-conscious solopreneur. If your friction is limited cash flow with an immediate need, route directly to the fractional freelance tier. Early-stage founders should avoid retainers until revenue justifies ongoing production. Next, the scaling mid-market founder. If you're drowning in busy work and managing scattered contractors, follow this path to the managed model, combining CAS with a fractional CTO. For this group, the flat-rate subscription pays for itself by eliminating hiring headaches and preventing technical debt. Finally, the enterprise optimizer. If your friction involves managing highly bespoke legacy back-end systems, bypass standard CAS and look at the enterprise tier. Large-scale enterprise operations require custom API integrations and dedicated siloed teams to ensure their complex security protocols are strictly maintained. The true value of any as-a-service provider is unlocked only after you conduct a brutally honest audit of your current operational maturity and capital resources. The reality of modern digital scaling is that owning your infrastructure no longer requires building it from scratch. Today, it is about intelligently renting the machinery. You have to accept the core trade-off. You must be willing to trade granular, micromanaged control for the benefits of flat-rate predictability and automated execution. The iShareHow model provides an operational framework for founders who want to secure their economic sovereignty by removing themselves from the weeds of daily production. Scalability depends on how much friction you can successfully automate, delegate, and eliminate.